Hey guys, in my last video I was having a downer. I will continue to have bad days, no doubt, but I feel a bit better now because I have 4 days off coming up, and I've been trying to, despite my constant battle with my health, with stress, with a lot of different shit, and I'm sure you have your own shit in life, been trying to just live, which is kind of difficult right now, obviously, with COVID. But I read a couple of really good books recently, if you want any recommendations, both about dogs. The first one was called Max the Miracle Dog, which is about a guy who has a serious car accident, develops some serious back problems, and then falls in love with a stranger's dog, ends up adopting him to a degree, and honestly, it's like really good. I don't want to say too much, but worth a read. The other book was called Emma and I, which is about a lady who was born with genetically shit eyes, or vision, and goes pretty much her whole life struggling as a blind lady, completely blind, gets a guide dog, and actually, to my surprise, because I just thought I was reading a book about guide dogs because I love dogs, she ends up having a surgery that was pretty uncertain what the outcome would be, and she gets her vision back, like, for the first time, and she sees her partner who she's never seen before, her work colleagues. Really, really good book, and I fucking love dogs so much. What was I going to say? Oh yeah, apart from that, I've been playing Uncharted 2 for the first time. Really great game. Watching The Crown on Netflix. Good show. I never had any interest in the royal family because I just thought it's this privileged family that shouldn't really exist in this day and age. It feels outdated. I kind of still feel that way, but it's interesting to know what kind of goes on. Obviously, I don't know how much of it is factually correct, but it's a good drama. It's really good. The acting's high quality and stuff. Apart from that, and what this video is now kind of about, is I've been reading a book called Personality Isn't Permanent. Now, I haven't got that far with it yet, but the concept of the book is that you are molded by your environment. You aren't fixed. Now, I do think that there is elements of people that is kind of based in their personality. Some people are born with low empathy and, go on to do bad things without a conscience. I happen to be the opposite side of the scale and maybe care too much. I didn't ask for that. I didn't ask to be so sensitive to the world. I don't know where that comes from or if I was just born with it. But at some point, there are all these personality tests out there now, like INFJ, with the Myers-Briggs one, where I'm an INFJ according to that. You might consider yourself introverted. You start following pages on Reddit or Facebook, and you think, yes, people get me, now I understand. And while those can be kind of validating, in a way they just keep you trapped and in a mode of thinking, this is who I am, I can't be different. And that might be the case. Again, you might hate parties, but at some point it can go against you and you feel like, all right, I can't change. Maybe you've tried to change before and you kind of just give up and resign to being like, okay, I'm never gonna try public speaking. I'm never gonna try and go to a party again because I've not enjoyed many before. And you might box yourself into a small comfort zone where you aren't really growing as a person, and then you just further reaffirm that, yeah, I'm just a shy, awkward person because you're not giving yourself the chance to maybe grow with some social skills. So it's not about changing who you are, and I do believe, despite what the book might say, that you do have a kind of basic identity in the way you operate and the way you think. But at some point you got to challenge that. Now, obviously in my last video I was depressed, and I often am depressed. Even today I might feel a bit happier, but I'm still trying to just cope with the problems I have in my life. And how this relates to me, so I've got some health problems, I've got eye floaters. You can't really do much about that from what I've researched, apart from some risky surgery. But I have had some ongoing gut issues for a number of years that have got pretty bad. I was gonna use my hand to do a movement, they've got worse, they've gone downhill. And it can get to the point where I'm like, what's the point in trying? I've tried a lot in the past, and I mean, lately I've not been great. I sometimes eat too much junk food, too many takeaways, but I want to be a normal person. I want to be able to enjoy my life. But then I have to weigh up, what's going to happen if I just carry on? I don't want to be bloated and look 7 months pregnant after every meal I fucking eat. Clearly, there is a gut issue and there has to be a solution. Unfortunately, when it comes to stuff like SIBO, which is small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, often people try and treat it and it's quite resistant, or they get it again. So again, for me, it feeds into that mindset where it's like, why even try to fix it? It's too fucking complicated. Some people go on really restrictive diets where they won't allow themselves to eat anything apart from like chicken and vegetables. And my diet, I feel, is quite varied at the moment. Ellen cooks like all of my meals apart from if we have something super easy or get a takeaway. But we eat quite well, I feel. I mean, it depends on your mindset. If you think all gluten and all grains are terrible, then my diet's still bad. But I don't know, the whole diet side of things, it's quite stressful. The point is, you don't want to have a closed mindset where you think, I have to give up because I've tried too many times, because then you just are a hopeless, cynical, miserable person like me. And while I wouldn't blame people, you know, if you've had a tough time with whatever, maybe it is your health or something else, and you've tried, I wouldn't blame you for giving up, but ultimately, this isn't about me, this is about like you as a person. Like, if you want to have a chance of being happy long term, you can't allow yourself to run out of hope, because the people that do run out of hope kill themselves, you know? They give up entirely. Maybe reach a point where it's like, I'll literally destroy my health with cigarettes and drugs because I don't care if I die. I know this is pretty, like, what I'm talking about is pretty sensitive in a way, but for me it's reality. Like, some people are happy-go-lucky, they haven't had loads of problems, or maybe they just handle their problems better than I can. But this is real. There are a lot of people suffering, and you have to do what you can do, ultimately. But anyway, I have 4 days off. I'm gonna try and enjoy them. I deleted FIFA the other day because I kept getting pissed off with that game, and I thought, I don't need added stress from a video game. But there's something about that game online. I researched on like Reddit. I say I researched like a scientist. And a lot of people get fucking livid over that game. Like, I'm pretty calm overall. I mean, not completely. I do get pissed off at a lot of stuff, mostly like moral issues and just the bullshit in everyday life. But when it comes to playing that game, it makes me pretty fucking livid. And honestly, I think more people are likely to get violent over a game like FIFA than, I don't know, Grand Theft Auto. Because you get news TV shows and stuff sometimes blaming video games for murder. It's like, no, there are millions of people that play Grand Theft Auto or play Resident Evil or whatever game, shoot people in a game, that don't do that in real life. So that's kind of a cop-out. But anyway, that's pretty much it for the video. I still feel stuck. I still want to make videos that aren't just talking about fucking problems all the time. I want to reach a point where I can get over this, and I still don't know if that's possible. But you gotta keep on trying. I thought life would be easier than it has been years ago, and I have to pat myself on the back for putting up with quite a lot. You know, the iFloaters in themselves are fucking annoying. But what can you do? You gotta just carry on. Thank you for watching though. I hope you're doing well, and I'll see you soon. Peace.